Hello everyone, Jul here. D&D Games is becoming more and more popular lately, and who would have thought that after so many years, I still haven't made a turn-based RPG list specifically for people who loves D&D. That being said, this list will feature games that are closely related or at least thematically relevant to D&D, so don't be surprised if some of these games don't implement the D&D mechanics. And since this list won't be enough to showcase all of the game available, this video will act as the part 1 of the series. Before we dive into the list, I want to share my little secret on how to save your money when it comes to purchasing games, and that is instant gaming. Instant gaming is easily my favorite place to be when I want to buy some games. It has various titles for your favorite platforms, whether it's PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and even Nintendo Switch, and they have lots of amazing deals for you as well. I know it's hard to believe, but these prices are unreal. It's not everywhere you can use a full budget for one game to purchase multiple games at once. So what are you waiting for? All you have to do is just click my link in the description below, start searching for your favorite games, and enter the activation code to your chosen platform. Not only you will save tons of money, but you will also helping me to support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list. Avernum 3 Ruined World is an isometric turn-based game where you dive into a massive retro-style indie RPG where hours of exploration, tactical combat, and storytelling awaits you. In this game, there's a lot of freedom in how you play. Whether you want to be a hero saving the world from its collapse, a merchant setting up shop, or a bounty hunter doing odd jobs, the choice is yours. It offers over 60 hours of gameplay, and with its intricate tactical combat system, hundreds of quests, and evolving world, no two adventures are the same. Geneforge 2 Infestation is a party-based RPG that stays true to an older RPG design philosophy. In this game, the combat is turn-based and tactical, with enemies that are smart enough to keep you on your toes. The game also rewards careful planning and resource management, especially when dealing with enemies that use debuffs or ambush tactics. Combat targeting can be a bit frustrating though, with occasional misclicks that can cost you dearly in tough battles, but despite this, the system ties well into the game's larger themes. Each decision has an impact, making you think about the value and disposability of the life you create. Caves of Lore is a fresh take on the classic CRPG genre. It pulls inspiration from old-school games like Avernum and the classic SSI titles, but it spices things up with modern mechanics and gorgeous visuals. One of the game's strongest points is the character building system. You have the freedom to shape your character and companions however you want. Moreover, skills, abilities, and spells level up as you use them, so if you decide to switch to a new weapon or specialization, it won't be a problem. Solasta Crown of the Magister is a turn-based tactical RPG that brings Dungeons & Dragons to life in its truest form. Developed by Tactical Adventures, this game nails the D&D 5th edition rules, from armor classes to spell preparation. Combat is where Solasta shines brightest. While it doesn't offer the same creative freedom as something like Divinity Original Sin 2, it still provides plenty of tactical satisfaction. Watching your fighter slam a great sword into an orc's face feels incredibly satisfying, and so did when your wizard barely dodges a devastating attack. Torment Tides of Numenera is a CRPG that serves as a spiritual successor to the iconic Planescape Torment. Built on the capable pillars of Eternity engine, this RPG immersing players in a bizarre world filled with everything from quasi-medieval market to surreal cities constructed from myth. On the strategic front, this game introduces an effort system that allows characters to draw from a pool of stat points to enhance their actions. This feature adds a layer of depth to the game, encouraging players to use their resources wisely rather than spamming abilities.
Look out, villains! Trouble coming your way!
Avernum RPG is a post-apocalyptic RPG that feels like a throwback to the original Fallout games but with a Soviet twist. Set in a wasteland after a nuclear disaster in the USSR, the game pays homage to Fallout's isometric view, turn-based combat, and overall feel. You play as an agent of Avernum, a military science group sent into the wasteland to find a squad that disappeared while investigating Bunker 317. Along the way, you face all the classic post-apocalyptic threats, mutants, raiders, and various hostile forces. And to make things even better, the game also gives you the freedom to handle situations using either diplomacy or violence. Age of Decadence is an RPG that takes the old-school elements to the extreme. If you're used to modern RPGs with quest markers, auto-saving, and hand-holding mechanics, this game will be a reality check. The combat is deeply intricate. Each weapon offers different types of attacks, like fast strikes with higher chances to hit or precise aim shots that can disable your opponent. There are also 8 weapon types to choose from. However, you don't get many points to spread around, so you've got to be strategic about what you specialize in. Expeditions Rome is a strategy RPG where you play as a young Roman noble who's sent away to join the legions. In this game, you've got different approaches to missions, and whether you sneak around or go in guns blazing, the tactical depth will keep you hooked. The battles aren't just about wiping out every enemy, but making smart use of the terrain and your team's abilities. Each mission feels like a fresh puzzle, with the level design keeping things exciting and forcing you to think tactically.
I think this is the last of them.
UnderRail is a game that feels like a love letter to the original Fallout, especially when it comes to its character system and gritty turn-based combat. But unlike Fallout, UnderRail immediately stands out with 2 major differences. First, there's no charisma stat, and honestly, talking your way through situations isn't as common here. You're always alone, and in the 70+ hours of gameplay, you won't feel like you're missing much by not focusing on speech. On the other hand, UnderRail also introduces psionics as an alternative to guns and melee, offering a whole new way to approach combat. SKALD Against the Black Priory is a modern, complex dark fantasy RPG that retains its old-school feel. Starting out, you get to create your character with a surprisingly deep set of role-playing options. The character creation goes beyond just combat stats. You can also allocate points to lore familiarity, which helps you navigate the peerless events unfolding in this creepy world. This means that your choices can significantly impact your gameplay experience, making your character feel personal and unique. Stellar Tactics is a tactical game that delivers the classic RPG feel with a twist of modern complexity. The game beautifully blends turn-based combat similar to classic RPGs like Fallout with the thrill of space exploration. On the ground, you can explore space stations, ancient ruins, caves, and interacting with a variety of characters, each driven by their own objectives. The combat is also tactical and engaging, pitting you against mutants, monsters, raiders, and even space pirates.
If I may?
Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader is an epic CRPG that brings a massive gothic adventure to life. Gameplay-wise, the combat isn't limited to the ground battle. The space battles have a naval-like feel, emphasizing maneuvering and tactical positioning that keeps every encounter dynamic. Moreover, the colony management systems adds another layer of immersion, allowing you to feel like a powerful master in your sector, even if some aspects of it don't have as much impact as the others.
I'll tear you limb from limb! I am your
Colony Ship is an immersive isometric RPG that draws inspiration from Orphans of the Sky, placing you aboard a generation ship on a centuries-long voyage to colonize a distant planet. In this game, the combat is challenging. You will find yourself outnumbered and outgunned most of the time. To survive, you'll need to grasp the mechanics of accuracy, evasion, and damage. Each factor plays a crucial role in battle, forcing you to make use of your environment and sometimes opting for stealth approaches. Wasteland 2 is an ambitious RPG where you step into the boots of a fresh desert ranger tasked with unraveling the mystery behind a fellow ranger's death. The game gives you the freedom to approach quests however you see fit. Building your party is crucial since a well-rounded squad is your ticket to survival in this harsh wasteland. You will need medics to keep your team alive, demolitions experts to deal with traps, and skilled hackers to bypass enemy security. Plus, you can customize backstories for your characters, adding a personal touch to your journey. Temple of Elemental Evil is an RPG that offers a light-hearted take on the dungeon crawling genre, letting players step into the shoes of various adventurers as they navigate dungeons in search of their objectives. Whether you are trying to find a way out, specific room, or defeat a lurking enemy, the game provides a fun introduction to the Dungeons & Dragons universe. It also incorporates many core mechanics like rolling a 20-sided dice, calculating attack modifiers, and casting iconic spells, making it accessible for newcomers while also being familiar for seasoned players.
Right away. As you wish. Okay.
Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire picks up right where the first game left off. The character progression feels familiar, as it closely mirrors the first game. The gameplay itself blends real-time exploration with turn-based combat, which should feel right at home for fans of classic CRPGs over the past 2 decades. Moreover, you will find more character options, classes, skills, items, and levels than ever before. Plus, you also get to manage your own ship, complete with crews and cannons, which adding a whole new layer to the gameplay.
I feel like...
Yeah!
I shall.
Just like the previous game, Wasteland 3 lets you play as a squad of desert rangers, but this time on a different mission. You are sent on a mission to strike a deal with the local leader, the Patriarch of Colorado Springs. Gameplay-wise, the combat received a significant improvement. The turn-based system feels more intuitive, borrowing mechanics from XCOM 2. And now, you can also perform precision strikes on enemies, allowing you to target specific body parts for added effect, such as headshots for bonus damage or explosions by hitting fuel tanks.
Alright?
Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is a massive RPG that intertwines role-playing, exploration, and most importantly, enjoyable combat. Instead of the generic fantasy kingdom from the previous game, you are plunged into a crusade against a demonic invasion on the borders of the Abyss. The most significant addition is the turn-based mode available right from the start. Traditionally, games in this genre relied on real-time combat with pause, which often felt chaotic and unmanageable. However, the turn-based mode in this title allows you to control the flow of battle more deliberately. Divinity Original Sin 2 is a game that's got everything you want: deep character choices, rewarding combat, and even quirky little interactions that make the world feel rich and immersive. One of the coolest things about this game is the dynamic approach it offers. You can choose to talk your way out of conflicts, fight, or use unconventional tactics like teleportation spells to bypass obstacles. Moreover, the combat is also another standout feature. It embraces a turn-based system rather than the real-time with pause format many other CRPGs use. Baldur's Gate 3 is a game where its massive level of freedom can be found in nearly every aspect of the game, from character creation to combat. And while the combat is based on D&D's 5th edition rule set, Larian Studios made some changes to make it more approachable in a virtual setting. Initially, every character has one action and one bonus action. Attacks and spells typically require an action, while secondary skills like jumping or using an item require a bonus action. Additionally, combat is calculated through hidden dice rolls, adding a layer of uncertainty to the equation. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are other great turn-based games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your best turn-based games that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace!